Hey guys, Clint here from Cairns Dive Adventures. Welcome back to the channel. Today we wanted to talk to you about seasickness. A lot of people are asking what can we do about seasickness, especially in the windy months. Stick around. At the end of this video you're going to get a lot of great information and I think you'll feel a lot more confident about going out to the Great Barrier Reef and worrying about seasickness. All right, stay tuned. See you soon. Bye. Okay, so we're back. So talking about seasickness, a lot of people ask us about seasickness. They're worried about going out to the Great Barrier Reef, but they are worried about getting seasick on the boats. Now, Cairns has some windy months of the year. So June, July, August, September, a little bit into October. Generally, we get southeasterly winds of around 18 to 20 knots all day, every day. So what that means is the ocean has a chance to build up and you will get some waves and you will get some rock and roll heading out to the reef. Now the big thing to know about is most of the boats between Cairns and Port Douglas are all 35 and 45 meter twin hull catamarans. So these things are designed to be around that size because then they can handle the weather conditions all year round. Now, Cairns to the inside edge of the reef is 26 kilometers. Cairns to the outside edge of the reef is 65 kilometers. So the boats need to be of a certain size to be able to handle that weather. Some of the best things you can do if you are worried about seasickness, get some seasick medication. Go to your local pharmacy, have a chat to the pharmacist. There's a whole bunch of brands out there, Travel Calm, Quells, there's a whole variety. Talk to your pharmacist, they'll recommend the best option for you. Generally, it's a prevention, it's not a cure. So if you're on the boat, you're already feeling crook, unfortunately, that's it, you're gonna feel crook. So the best thing you can do is take your seasick medication, get it in your system well before you travel, 1 hour, 2 hours before your boat is going to depart. This will give you the best chance of sort of fighting off any sort of form of seasickness. The best thing that I do when I go out to the reef, if it's a rough day, your first 20 minutes or so of the boat heading out of the harbour, crossing out of into the bays, before you hit a deep water section, is generally quite calm. But once you're about 20 minutes into the boat ride, you will be crossing a channel. And that there you do get some wave systems. So you will get some swell, you will get some chops, and the boats will definitely get some rock and roll. So basically what I would do is if you ever feel crook, you want to be at the back of the boat, right at the back side of the boat, standing up, looking at the horizon, okay? Standing up near the edge of the boat, the salt spray is getting you, the wind is getting you, the wind's in your face. Your head is looking at that horizon and your body is acting like suspension in a car. So if the boat's doing these, moving around, your head is staying still, but your body's moving. So keep an eye on that horizon, be at the edge, let the salt spray, let the wind get wet, get a cup of cold water, splash your face. You want to sort of wake yourself up, and the secret to seasickness is you got to fight it off. You fight it off mentally. So keep an eye on that horizon, standing there. That is also the best place if you want to see whales and dolphins, because you're out there constantly scanning that horizon, and that's you're going to give yourself a higher chance of seeing those sorts of animals. So that is a benefit of doing that. And being at the back of the boat, the front of the boat does all the chop and all the bounce. The back of the boat usually is the most calmest. So your first 20 minutes heading out to the reef, generally quite calm. Then you'll get to a section of around 40 minutes. You will get bumps pushing through that channel. And then once you pop out on the other side, it's much, much calmer once the boats pull up inside the reef. Always the boats will generally park on the western side of the reef. The wind is coming from the east, so the boats will be on the calm water side. So whether you're going on a boat or out on a pontoon, once you're out there, that's generally the calmest place once you are there. So, yeah, those couple of tips I think will really help you. Number one, get a good night's sleep, get up early, take some travel medication, get on the boat, get towards the back of the boat. If you ever start feeling a bit queasy, let the crew know as well on the boat. The crew are always there to help you. But then go up, stand at the edge of the boat, towards the rear, looking at that horizon, and just mentally fight off the seasick. I'm not going to get sick. Just tell yourself those things. I am not going to feel seasick. And get some cold water and some wind and fresh air in your face. That's some of the best things that you can do. Have an awesome day. Once you get to the reef, one of the best things you could ever do is just jump straight in the water. Once the ocean and the pool is open and the crew say, all right, everybody jump in, get in the water. That's one of the best things you can do, is freshen up your body, get inside the water, get out, have a nice hot shower. You sort of want to wake yourself up if you ever feel seasick and crook. Now, try to enjoy your day as best you can. Generally, once you get in the water and you see all the fish, the coral, turtles, once you see all the marine life, that usually takes your mind off it and you really start to come good. If the wind stays strong for the rest of the day, then on the way home you will get some bumps, but generally you're riding with the waves, so that is actually a lot better journey on the way home, but it still will get motion of the ocean. So take some seasickness tablets just after lunch. That's an hour or two before you're going to be departing, coming back in towards Cairns. Give yourself that best opportunity to fight off seasickness. If budget's not an issue, one of the other things you can do is you can fly all the way out to the reef on a helicopter, check in down at the Reef Fleet Terminal here in Cairns. Choppers take about 20 minutes to get you right out to the big platforms. You'll land, you'll arrive fresh, you'll have had this phenomenal, amazing view of the entire Great Barrier Reef while you're going out there. And then once you land, you don't have any symptoms of seasickness. Jump in, go for a swim, go snorkeling, enjoy your day. You can then take the boat journey back into Cairns and just have that one-way experience. If you've got the budget, you can fly all the way out there and you can fly back, but obviously you're looking at a higher price point to do that. So the rest of the year, October, that would be absolutely stunning. October and November are our low windy months. That's when you can get 5 to 10 knots of wind. The surface temperature, the water temperature is around 28 degrees. It's much, much calmer, and that is a really, really beautiful time for snorkeling and diving out on the reef, October and November. December, January, February, and March, these can absolutely be amazing times as well. Beautiful warm water, very, very calm seas, but it is our rainy season, so you can actually get monsoonal rain. And if you do get monsoonal rain during that period, it's still fine. All the boats travel. We travel every day, 365 days per year. It just means you might get wet on the way out to the reef. Then the sun could pop out and you'll have a nice day. You might get an afternoon thunderstorm and then a nice sunny afternoon coming back through. So January, February, March, that's the monsoon season. Into April, it's starting to break, and April, May is also a really nice time to be diving and snorkeling off Cairns and Port Douglas, going out to the reef. That's before the windy months. It's generally after the rainy season. So still beautiful blue warm water. Calmer seas and blue skies and sunshine. So April, May are another 2 sneaky months that are pretty cool for seeing the reef and having good conditions. But once we hit June, July, August, September, that's our southeasterly windy months again. Consequently, they are the best visibility months. So our windy months here in Cairns, June, July, August, and September, every year, you'll get 18 to 20 knots southeasterly winds. But underwater, the visibility can push out to 18, 20, 25, 30 meters. So the sacrifice is coming during the windy months. You can get beautiful blue skies and sunshine, unreal underwater visibility, but you can get wind and you can get a bit of bumps on the way to the reef and on the way back. So yeah, you can arrive, dive and snorkel in Cairns 365 days a year, but just be aware that we do have a windy period, and that does make the sea roll up during those months, June, July, August, and September. So hopefully those tips have been helpful for you guys. If you have comments, please leave them down below. Ask questions. We're always happy to reply back to you and give you some tips. I'm up to 758 dives on the Great Barrier Reef. We go on all the expeditions, all the liverboards. We've been out there hundreds of times. So we're trying to give you the best information that we can. All right, so until next time, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you super soon. All right, take care, bye.